Welcome to the Restless podcast. Today, I have two very special guests, members of the Eighth Day, Father Oday right in the middle, and Shawn Hendrix. Welcome to Restless. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us, my
Yeah,
brother.
thank you.
Thank you. Father Oday, I just want to start with you. Please tell the viewers, what is the Eighth Day? Who are the Eighth Day?
Well, thank you for asking, my brother. The Eighth Day is a faith-based group on a mission, on a pathway to try to help all the heathens across this world, all the people trying to, you know, go away from their sinful ways and change their lives and become better people, better men, better women, and just change their lives into a better direction. Praise be.
Praise be.
Wonder. How do you help sinners get away from that style of lifestyle through wrestling?
Well, when I first got into wrestling, I looked around and I saw most of the barbaric humans, most of the, you know, sinners that you see across this land is from wrestling. It is wrestling fans too, in general. Some of the most disgusting fans, most of the egregious, hateful fans, all come from wrestling. And when I saw that, it broke my heart, and I wanted to change it. So by going to wrestling and wrestling out of New Texas, I just hope that we can change their lifestyle, change their ways, show them that there's more to life than just hating, than being disgusting and rabid. I swear some of these people are like rabid animals. They have foam seething out of their mouths. It's actually kind of disgusting. Like, you wouldn't believe me, but I've seen it. I've seen it, and it's gross. So I hope through wrestling, we can show them that, because we're good people, and how, we changed our lives, how the light has guided us, that it can guide them too, to be better people.
Interesting. That does sound disgusting. fans
It
fans
is.
foaming at the mouth for sure. But so you are the founder of the Eighth Day. How did this start for you? You said you received a message of some sort?
Yes, yes. So a lot of this is discussed. If you've seen They Seeking Miracles, it's on YouTube now. So, I was in a dark place. I was once like you and a bunch of other sinners and heathens across this world. I had nothing in life. I was in a dark moment, dark place. You know, my body was breaking down upon me. I was getting sicker by the day, and then at my lowest moments, the light of the Eighth Day shined down upon me, and it showed me a message. It showed me a vision of what I needed to be done, that I had a greater purpose in this life, and that I must go ahead and help people, help the people of this land to open up their eyes, to make sure that they're no longer blind, but now that they can see. So after I received that message, after I received that vision from the Eighth Day, I knew it in my heart that I had to go, straight to New Texas Pro, straight to Texas Contenders, and try to help these heathens and make sure that they get on the right path, and to spread the good word of the Eighth Day.
Okay. And Shawn, you've been wrestling for quite a long time. You're a vet in the business, and you wrestled all over Texas. Why join the Eighth Day?
Well, you see, like like you said, I've been wrestling for quite a while now. I'm going on 12 years, and have always been kind of on the dark side of things, um, and that has led me to essentially a dead end path. And so I see what Father O'Day was able to do for somebody like Tracy Moore, for somebody like Roger Vick, and sitting on the sidelines at Contender Series as a commentator of all things. I figured could revitalize my career, could give me a boost in momentum and confidence, and so far it has. It absolutely has reinvigorated my character as who I am as a person, um, and my career, I would say. So
All right, you talk about revitalizing yourself. What was the process like of joining the Eighth Day? What were the conversations like? What was the Were there any processes?
Well, the very first thing, Father Oday came to me and said, I want to do something with horses. And had no idea what that was, had no idea what that was going to entail. And in this business, you hear a lot of things. You hear a lot of things that people want to do, ideas that are always just so out there. And honestly, I just came to the conclusion like that's just another one of those out there ideas. Fast forward 3 months or so, not even, and I find myself riding on a horse in the middle of the woods, dressed in all white, and I had been the embodiment of the eighth day, sent to help with the treacherous Fly Def for the tag titles, to help Roger and Tracy and Father O'Day. The conversations were initially just about horses, and then something just came over me, and it came into me, and there was no words were needed. I was just there.
Wow, it just came upon you. Father Oday,
I
continue.
can say something on that. See, when I first discussed about horses with Shawn Hendrix, it was me planting a seed. You see, because I knew he wouldn't understand what I was talking about in that moment. But when the moment was right, Shawn Hendrix would answer the calling of the eighth day. It would come down upon him, and in the moment, he would finally realize what I was talking about. And that's why he was there in that forest, because he finally knew. He finally knew what he had to do.
Interesting. So you said you brought up the horses because that's how you would bring in Shawn. But did you have a fascination with horses before the conversation with Shawn? What, Father Oday, what is your relationship with horses?
Oh, my brother, horses are majestic creatures. Majestic creatures. Did you know that horses once guided guided the entities in our past lives, guided them to great depths within the sky, great feats of life, and helped aid them in the creation of life?
I did not know that.
Yes,
Nice.
horses go hand to hand with mankind. It is bonded and created civilization. Transportation wouldn't have become as accessible without horses. If you didn't know that, my friend.
I do now. So thank you.
Now, now.
Yeah.
And that is why the eighth day acknowledges horses as beings higher, higher than even people like you. See, horses, yes, my friend, I know, my friend.
It can be hard to hear.
It can be hard to hear.
A little bit.
Horses, my friend, are delicate creatures, creatures that we must all revere greatly.
I feel like I will certainly have a greater deal of respect towards horses now that you've enlightened me on that. And you said they can even be serve a higher purpose than someone like myself, someone like tag team like Fly Def, correct? So, how does an individual like myself join the eighth day? Can I be saved?
Have you contacted our prayer line yet?
Not yet. Can please inform us on
Not
the
yet.
prayer line?
Not yet. Our prayer line, my friend, 832.
Oh, the brochure.
My friend, your heathens ways made me all confused for that moment.
I
The
apologize.
number
My
you
bad.
can call, my friend, is 281-868-4898. Look at this right here. I can get it right.
I promise you, shortly after this interview, that's the first number. That's the first thing I'm doing is calling that line
So
because you've
that's what we
swayed
do.
me.
If you wanna believe in the eighth day, my friend, you first contact this number. You reach out to us, and I promise you, a representative would reach back to you and would answer your call. After that, you gotta have faith, my friend. You gotta believe and delve yourself into a new way of life. You gotta change your lifestyle. You know what that entails?
What is the lifestyle of the eighth day?
The lifestyle of the eighth day is looking up at the light for 8 hours a day, my friend. staring at the light for 8 days. 8 days after you stared at it for 8 hours, you move on to 8 days. And you look at it and you keep yelling out that you believe. I believe, I believe, I believe in the 8th day. And then after 8 days, my friend, you wait for me and I will appear. And once I appear, my friend, then you know that you are now part of the 8th day. Praise God.
Then you're in.
Oh my God, Sean, was the process like that for you? Did Oday
Uh,
appear in front of you like that?
That's
he
how
appeared
we
in front
start
of me
talking
in a
about forces,
forest.
my friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was a forest. I honestly don't know how long I was just standing in that forest on the back of a horse,
staring
just
at the light,
staring
right?
straight into the sun. I had some sunglasses on, so it wasn't that bad, but staring
Very cool.
straight up there.
Wow, wow. So the 8th day is here to save the heathens, the wrestling fans, these sinners. Why New Texas Pro Wrestling out of all places?
Have you seen the Premier Arena?
Definitely I have.
That's it. There you go. That should be.
Oh, okay, that's it.
That arena is disgusting.
It is.
That arena is disgusting and has some of the most disgusting people inside of it. All right. So, out of the goodness of my heart, I went over to New Texas Pro because I saw the potential it had to save the people that go there. Did you know that we go out there sometimes and there are fans that spray us with disgusting water? I think it's sewage water. They spray it at us.
Disgusting.
It is
There's
gross.
fans that throw items at us. See, all that is why, out of the goodness of my heart, I want to try to change them. And that's why I go to New Texas Pro to hopefully change the heathens that go there. And that doesn't even include the wrestlers, my friend. See, wrestlers like Fly Death, the most treacherous, the most heathenous out of all the wrestlers. See, when they first put out that open challenge, I knew in my heart that me and Brother Tracy had to go there and show the world what it's like to bring back greatness, bring back just being a good person. And that could only happen if we take away the titles from Fly Death, because they are evil people, my friend.
Interesting you say that. Last night I was at a reality of wrestling show and I saw Fly Def perform, and they had done a great job of gathering support of the fans, being nice to the fans, being good to them. Uh, they've some would say done a better job of getting support than the 8th day. What would you say about that?
Can you see right now? Are you blind?
I'm honestly not wearing
Are
my
you
glasses.
blind?
No, oh, partially.
My friend, I don't think while you're there, I don't think you were really seeing what you were seeing. I don't think you were hearing what you were hearing. I think you're probably blind and might be deaf. But don't worry, my friend, I can help with that. If you've seen what I've done for Holy Roger, I can help you, my friend.
But some would say that staring at the sun would make me more blind. I thought, well, what would you say about that? Because you said to stare at the light for 8 hours. My eyesight's already as bad as it is.
After that, my friend. My friend, the light of the 8th day guides you. It doesn't blind you. It never blinds you. See, if you store at the light, if you looked into the light of the 8th day for 8 hours before you went to the reality wrestling show last night, you would have seen that the fans weren't cheering for Fly Death. You would have been enlightened, my friend. But because you haven't done that, you went there deceived by Fly Death into thinking that the fans were cheering them. See, the fans were actually scared of them. They were scared of them because they are evil people, my friend.
Wow. Thank you. I totally had the wrong perception. I'm so sorry about that.
I know you did.
Father Oday.
That's that's the evil that they have. They're working for them.
Well, speaking of that evil, another one of those wrestlers in attendance at Row last night was Izzy James, who was on our podcast last week. Shawn, you used to tag with Izzy. Tell me a little bit of that experience you had with him, and was his way evil, according to the 8th day?
tagging with Izzy and Sid for the year and a half, 2 years that I did was honestly a very enjoyable time in my life. But it's something that I look back on with shame in the same way that an addict would look back on their past in shame. When I was at my lowest, Izzy and Sid walked out on me, and I haven't been the same since. December of 2021, I believe. We had just lost the titles because Izzy got pinned, and then we lost our chance at a rematch because Flydeath pinned Izzy. So I was upset. I was upset. Lost my titles. We had the longest reign in reality of wrestling history. It's longer than Harlem Heat, longer than Flydeath had ever held the titles, longer than the Heat or whoever's the champions right now. And we lost them just like that. Nobody asked if I was okay. Nobody asked if I needed anything. They left me. And so I look back and I'm embarrassed that I invested so much time into a friendship and a partnership with Izzy. And I wouldn't say that he backstabbed me so much as he broke my heart in a way that hurts more than I can explain. So what we did as Legion, what he continues to do, is certainly haram in the ways of the Eighth Day. So that's something that I don't look back on with fondness.
Definitely haram. Definitely. But when this guy you said broke your heart, and you see him going across the state of Texas, and he's getting cheered by these hundreds and hundreds of fans, people are going crazy for him, but they don't know the pain he's caused you. How's that make you feel?
There's, there's a sense of jealousy. I'll be honest, of, why him and not me? Why is it that when we broke up, Booker T kept him around and I was thrown to the wayside? Why is it that when we broke up, he's getting offers from all over the country? He's appearing on AEW and WWE, and I'm nowhere to be seen at that time. I am not at Reality of Wrestling. I was lost, to be honest, and there is a sense of jealousy. I have to be completely honest with myself, and I still feel it.
But can't you take a little bit of pride in the fact that you've been saved by the Eighth Day, by Father Oday himself? There must be at least some glimmer of hope that you've left all that heartbreak in the past, and now in your future is just light. How do you feel?
See, you bring up an amazing point, because these feelings are not just constantly resonating within me, for I don't often think about them. Here and there, I'll see Izzy will show up at a New Texas, and of course, I'm forced to share a locker room with him. Or I'll be flipping through the channels and I see Izzy losing on AEW Dark within 15, 16 seconds. And of course, I have to think about that as well. But most of the time, if not 99.9% of the time, I am actively thinking about the Eighth Day, my future within the Eighth Day, the greatness that we can all achieve as a unit and individually, because I know that Father Oday and Brother Tracy are going to here soon beat the Russell Twins and win the finals of our Texas Contender Series One for All for One tournament. I am currently in the tournament for the Texas Contender Series Championship, first ever, which undoubtedly I'm going to win. Something that I could have never done in my old life, or with the friendship of Izzy or Sid. So everything's looking up.
I'm glad to hear that. And Father Oday, just like Shawn just mentioned, the Russell Twins are coming up June 22nd, Houston Premier Arena, New Texas Pro Wrestling. What do you have to say about this matchup?
Well, I would say that the Russell twins, you know what? I will give them their props. They are talented men, talented and up and coming, and all across this nation, they have been on a hot streak. They are gifted within that ring. But if you listened to what I had to say at the last Texas Contenders, the Russell twins, for as great as they are, for as talented and gifted as they are, my friend, they too will succumb and fall to the power of the eighth day. Because unlike them, we are men of faith, and they lack faith. They lack faith, my friend.
Yes, sir. And I will find myself there at the Houston Premier Arena June 22nd, front row to watch you take on the Russell Twins. How do I'm going to be surrounded by these heathens, these sinners. How do I protect myself from that and keep the spirit within me?
When you go there at the next contenders and you see these heathens, you see these disgusting people, don't fall into their trap. If they try to do anything, my friend, all you have to do, all you have to do is pick up your hand, my friend, and swing it. Swing it across their faces. They are heathens. They are heathens, my friend. Take your hand and swing it across their faces. They don't deserve your respect. They don't deserve our respect. So if they insult you, if they try to bring you over to their evil, dark side, my friend, their treacherous ways, don't stand for it. You see, you have been gifted with both of these. Use them, my friend, and defend the eighth day with your heart.
I
Also,
think, yes.
a donation of $5 ensures your soul to be safe for the duration of the event.
If I purchase eighth day merchandise, such as a T-shirt, does that count as a donation, or do I have to do the donation separately as well?
So, in case you didn't know, the shirts are actually free, my friend. They're free as long they're free as long as you donate $25 to the Eighth Day Foundation, my friend. The Eighth Day Foundation, if you give me a moment to speak on it, the Eighth Day Foundation helps to help many individuals across the state of Texas to get to the places that they need to be to get to a better lifestyle. We have a scholarship foundation, a scholarship fund to help impoverished people to become students and go to their choices of colleges across the nation. Um, that is our goal with the Eighth Day Fund. So if you donate $25, you get a free shirt, my friend, and you help
Wow.
people across this nation.
I will definitely donate the 25. I will rock the shirt, and maybe that will keep the heathens away from me as well. They'll see I'm aligned with the
That
light.
will, that will.
Yeah, definitely. And since you've shown up in New Texas, you have shown an incredible skill in the ring. Was this skill a gift from the eighth day, or did you train somewhere for this skill? Did you go to a wrestling school?
It was a gift, my friend. It was a gift. It was a gift. When I woke up and I saw that there was an open challenge for Fly Devs Tag Team Championships at New Texas Pro, I asked the eighth day for strength and great knowledge. And I went into that ring with Brother Tracy, and we came out as champions. And that happened, my friend. That skill came to us from the glory of the eighth day. Praise be.
Praise be.
Praise be. And you mentioned that you're not alone in the eighth day. There are other members. Could you speak on those other members, like Brother Tracy?
Yes, unfortunately, they're not here with us right now, but there's the wrath of the eighth day, a man that carries on vengeance on his sleeve. Brother Tracy, oh brother Tracy, oh brother Tracy, a man that is so powerful, so strong. Power, my friend, runs through his veins. See, Brother Tracy was once lost, but then I found him. I found Brother Tracy and I guided him to the same place that I'm at right now with the light of the eighth day. And now, because of that, he too is three-time New Texas Tag Team Champion. Praise be. And then on the other side, you have a man who lives by the word of holy. You have Holy Roger Vick. Did you know Holy Roger Vick used to be blind? He used to be blind. He couldn't see. He couldn't see. Until one day I saved that man. I saved that man. And because of my help, because of my assistance, he can now see everything, everything within the eighth day. He is enlightened because of me. A good man.
Wow. Well, just like we talked about before, like I told you, my eyesight is very poor. Maybe
It
you can
is.
fix that for me, so like I won't need these glasses anymore.
I
Thank
tell
you.
you what, next contenders, you come see me. And
Mhm.
I promise you, you're not going to need those glasses anymore. I promise you.
Praise be. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Sean, I have to ask, you're in the Texas Contender Series working as a singles wrestler. Will the eighth day be at your side?
Whether they are out by the ring or in the back or anywhere, the eighth day is always they're always in my heart. So they're not just by my side. They're not just at my aid. Their power is in me at all times. So yes,
Okay. And some would say in that singles tournament that the young upstart Shimbashi is the favorite. What would you say to that?
uh, people can have their opinions. It's a lot of people had the opinion that Dustin Nguyen was going to advance into the second round at my detriment, and
And then
we all saw
what happened, my friend?
I won that match effortlessly,
He didn't even have to lay a finger on him, and he won.
and I won. And so people can sit and predict all they want about who's going to win, Shimbashi, Isaac Morales. No, Isaac lost. Isaac's not in it. Isaac can't win. Uh,
Now,
Nick, that's the other guy. The four of us are the semifinals, and we will be all in tag team action at the next Contender Series. I will be teaming with the Hellhound Justin Walker Jr. No Bulldog anymore, and we'll take on Shimbashi and Just Nick, and that's going to be like a small little taste of what I'm assuming Nick and Shimbashi can expect in the semifinals.
Well, you said you're tagging with the Hellhound at the next event. How does it feel to tag with someone who is haram in general?
In very rare moments, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and that's what we're going to have to establish and live by in those during that event. But I know, and I'm sure that the Hellhound has full knowledge that after the bell rings the second time, that the alliance has ended, and it would probably be best for him to just forfeit because if it's him and I in the finals, uh, it really just plug in any of those three guys in the finals, uh, and it's me on top anytime. So I'm not too concerned, but I am going to have to set aside my morals to tag with such a beast of a man.
We understand. No worries at all. And Father Oday, what would it mean for the eighth day to hold all the New Texas gold?
I think it would be glorious, my friend. Would it not? Would it not be glorious? I feel that our mission would finally be accomplished once that happens. Because we set out to prove to the world what can happen to a man once light enters his soul. And once that happens, my friend, once we attain all the titles, and that includes Brian Keith as well, my friend. That includes Brian Keith as well. Once all that happens, my friend, we finally prove to the world what goodness looks like, what greatness looks like, what the light can attain for you. That, my friend, will be a glorious moment, and we will celebrate once that moment happens.
What does an 8th day celebration look like when you have the titles?
A lot of water, my friend. A lot of water.
You gotta
A
stay
lot of,
Gotta
hydrated.
keep it halal.
yes, a lot of water, my friend. A big, big celebration. Honestly, we'd probably be gathering around a bunch of the heathens and just throwing them. Brother Tracy would lift them up and just be throwing them up into the air. That is a great celebration. We enjoy doing that.
That sounds really fun, actually. It's like a mosh pit of holiness.
Yes,
Sounds
it is.
amazing.
We'll also be praying, my friend.
Mm,
You pray?
I do.
You do? Praise be. Good job.
Thank you. And the 8th day, you've seen the crowds chanting haram, haram during the shows. What is it like for the crowd to catch on? Do you feel like some of the crowd is turning for you? Some of them are starting to realize their haram ways and starting to turn?
I feel like the crowd doesn't even understand what it means to be haram. I feel like they chant it to get under my skin and try to insult me. They chant it trying to annoy me and deceive me, trying to think that will get under me and bother me. See, they are haram. All the fans are haram. Just because they chant it, it doesn't mean anything. They are the heathens. They are haram.
Okay. Okay. I see that. And the 8th day, you guys, like most sense of organization, of organized beliefs, you have principles and values. What are some of the principles of the 8th day?
Some of the principles, my man, is to first be a good man. Be a good man. Another principle is to pray. Take a moment and pray. I feel like so many people these days are lost away from their spiritual side, lost away from who they are inside as a human being. So you got to pray, my friend.
Hmm.
3, you always have to donate. You have to give back. You can't be greedy. You can't be selfish in this life. You have to give back and donate, my friend.
Of course, got to give
After
back to the
that,
ones who give to
I'm
you.
not done. I'm not done, heathen. I'm not done.
Damn.
After that, you gotta recite the chapters of the 8th day. Do you know chapter 1, my friend?
Not at all. I'm not.
Haram.
Yeah,
Chapter
I'm not
1, my
holy.
friend, is believe in the 8th day. You know chapter 2?
No. I'm so sorry.
Chapter 2, my friend. It's okay. We're learning today. We're learning. Chapter 2,
Exactly.
my friend. Believe in the 8th day. Do you know chapter 3?
Can I take a guess?
No. Hendrix, do you know chapter 3?
Chapter 3 is to believe in the 8th day.
That is a man of faith right there. That is a man of faith. You need to be like him.
Thank you. Thank you for not letting me guess. I would have got it wrong.
You would have. I know. That's why I stopped you. I didn't want you to look dumb on this podcast. I didn't want you to look dumb
Thank
on
you.
your own podcast. No, my friend. See, I'm looking out for you. I'm looking out for you. You can thank me later. No,
I'll
actually,
thank you right now. Yeah.
Thank me
I'll
now.
thank I'll thank you right now
now.
because
And thank him later.
Thank me
you know
now.
both. I'll thank you now and at the show June 22nd at Houston Premier Arena.
Good.
Because not a lot of wrestlers will go out of their way to help a guy with a podcast like not look dumb on his own podcast. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You know,
And
you could
yeah.
also donate because of that. You got $5 on you?
On me, like, do you want cash or should I do it online?
My friend, cash. Right now.
How I want to give you the cash right now.
Just press it up against your
Can you
camera.
go up? No, 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 no. Can you go up to the window? You have a window in there, right?
Yes,
All right, you go up to the window. You open the window. You know how to open up a window?
maybe. Yes.
All right, well, if you don't, just break it. With the window open, call out to the eighth day, my friend. Call out. Oh, eighth day, oh, eighth day. Call out to the eighth day, my friend, and I promise you, a majestic bird will fly down and it will take your donation and it will bring it over here right now.
Can I do it after the podcast? Because I'd really like to ask you some more questions.
If you don't, my friend, I'll see you. I'll see you next on June 22nd, my friend, and we'll
Okay.
settle this.
Thank you.
But sure, I'll leave it. I'll leave it for that because I trust you, my friend. See, now we have trust. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And Shawn, I just wanted to ask, how did your family and friends feel about your conversion to the eighth day when you joined this group? Did they alienate from you? Did they support you? What was it like?
So it's always best to cut toxic people from your life whenever you realize that they are only there to really bring you down. And a lot of my friends, a lot of my family, they uh, they only came around whenever it would benefit them. Um, like I said, whenever Izzy left me, nobody came to ask me if I was okay. Nobody from my family, nobody from the locker room. So they didn't alienate me. I I just outgrew them, and I don't need them anymore. So I still have friends, of course. I am not friendless. That is, I am not a loser. So all of the
And,
ones that
and he has a family too.
I do have a family. I have a family. You can see them every other Thursday at the Premier Arena. It's it's the eighth day, in case you couldn't figure that one out. Um,
You
Praise be.
probably couldn't have.
praise be. Probably
I-
not.
I'm working on it.
It's okay.
Cool. All right. And so you've come to save New Texas Pro Wrestling, and might I say you're doing a bang up job of it. But what's next? Like, is there anywhere outside of New Texas Pro Wrestling? Other promotions in Texas, maybe? Other promotions outside of Texas?
Yes. So as I've mentioned previously on the Big Propaganda Wrestling podcast, good men, good men, good men. You should be like them.
I
Um,
met them yesterday. Big shout out to Big Propaganda.
Good, good, good. Big shout out to them. As I mentioned before on their podcast, my goal is to go ahead and spread the good word of the eighth day on television, wherever television may be. You know, any promotion, any major promotion that is on television nowadays, I feel like it is necessary for the light to be spread for audiences across this world globally to attain the knowledge of the eighth day. I feel like they need to see it on a TV screen so that they can, because nowadays people don't go outside. Nowadays people they have no lives. But I want to change that. And the only way to connect to them is either through their phones or on a TV screen. So to me, I would love to go to any place that has a TV, that has a TV deal, any connection like that, to finally get the word of the eighth day spread on a global level.
Mm. What has it been like talking to promoters, trying to tell them the message of the eighth day, trying to get it on their shows? Have they been very receptive to it?
No, a lot of promoters completely shut us out. As soon as I, you know, call down upon to them and send them a pamphlet. Um, yeah, a lot of promoters they see the greatness and the light of the eighth day, and they shun away from it because they don't want to have faith. They are worried what will happen to their heathenist crowds, to their disgusting fan base. If I go over there and enlighten them, they're afraid of change and what change can happen and cause but there is no need to be scared. So to any promoters, any person out there that is scared of the light of the eighth day, just know that I'm here to help. I'm here to guide. If you're afraid, don't be afraid. Isn't that great advice, Hendrix? If you're afraid, don't be afraid.
Be not afraid.
Be not
You know,
afraid.
we're only here to help.
Exactly. Just spreading the good word, trying to help these sinners from their haram ways. Now, obviously, before people join the eighth day, they come in as sinners and they're cleansed. Is there any people who are haram in the Texas wrestling world that you see that potentially could be saved, that could join the eighth day? Aid you?
Well, Fly Death is too far gone, so they're completely off the board. Izzy, he's too far gone too. He's off the board too.
Far off too. We do have
that demon Sid Mars, that witch. She's too far gone too.
not even a human, honestly.
Not a human.
Subhuman.
Non-human.
Okay. Completely different entity.
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, great miracle, Shawn Hendrix. Do you have a name that you can think of that could potentially be saved?
So there's a matter of saving or not is up for debate, but we do on occasion have a partnership with Royalties International. Rudy Garza and Dan Miller, Boemir now. They have similar mindsets of wanting to spread a message across the world, and we understand that. So oftentimes an alliance can be formed, can be seen across Texas. So that's something to know of, that while not a part of the eighth day, they are
they are honorary brothers.
Honorary brothers. There you go. Thank you.
Honorary brothers of the eighth day. That's huge.
Yeah.
We see that Dan Miller has done a lot of production for you guys. You know, he does a lot of things behind the scenes at ROW. He does a lot of film work, a lot of editing, and he's made a lot of great videos for you guys. How did the relationship with Dan and Royalties International itself start?
Well, it first started whenever I first received the message and the vision from the eighth day when it came down upon me. After I received that vision and I received that message, I knew I had to spread the good word. Well, how do you spread the good word in today's world? By commercials, by TV. So I went over and I contacted the great Dan Miller, and I contacted him and told him, I need to spread the message of the eighth day, and I need to get it out there, and I need to make a commercial. So I talked to them, and we collaborated and made a wonderful commercial that we went ahead and aired about a year ago now. And ever since then, the message has only been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And every so often, I contact Dan Miller again because he is a great and talented man, a good man. And every so often, too, Royalties International has a great mindset. And sometimes we like to sit around and advise each other on different aspects within this heathenish world and this world full of treacherous wrestlers. But yes, Dan Miller is a very talented man, a man that every person should look up to, every person should contact. Look at his work. That man is a genius for a reason.
Definitely a genius. We can see that his great ability, definitely on the shtick as well. But you said sometimes Royalties International, sometimes at 8 day, they'll sit down and advise each other a bit. Rudy Garza seems to be the front man for Royalties International. What has been the interactions like between you two? Because he claims to be the morning star himself, the light itself. Does that kind of conflict with you at all?
No, I don't know. Why would it conflict? Why are you trying to start trouble? Why are you trying to? What are you doing right now, my friend?
Trying to make the biggest match of of New Texas history.
Mm. And what is
Eighth
that?
Day versus Royalties International. Eighth Day versus Royalties International. 3-on-3. Dan Miller getting back in the ring, maybe. Dan Miller, Bo Amir, Rudy Garza.
Do you just love chaos, my friend? I thought we established a level of trust right now. You know,
Yeah.
and I wanted to give you the benefit of doubt and say that you had some smarts, dude, because it takes a smart man to operate a podcast to get all this collaborated. I mean, it takes no dumb man to do this. So I wanted to give you a benefit of the doubt, and yet look at you making
Hear
dumb
me out,
decisions,
though.
asking dumb questions.
Hear me out. The Eighth Day has helped New Texas Pro Wrestling by beating the light into these heathens, correct? Or
Correct?
exactly.
Absolutely.
So Royalties International, although great, although you guys are collaborative, they have not seen the light of the Eighth Day completely. Would you agree?
Okay, so I see
I
what
don't
you're
know how
trying
to
to do.
cut all this stuff.
I see what you're trying to do. It's a different. Rudy's the morning star. We're the eighth day. It's two different times. So like they can coexist, and it's two different lights. The light of the eighth day, the spotlight. It's all within the same. Like we can coexist. And you are trying to divide us when what you should be yearning for is a giant all-star team of the five of us. Could you imagine what we would accomplish if we were to all just together and just destroy everybody else in Texas wrestling?
You know what, Sean? I actually think you're correct, and I apologize for trying to instigate that. But my processes was just that the Eighth Day needs to get their message seen as to an audience as large as possible. And when Eighth Day and Royalties International on the TV together, numbers are bound to happen, correct? But maybe together
Well,
is better than against each other. So I apologize.
That's
I don't accept your apology. That's all right.
What about a donation?
Did you call out to that bird yet?
No, I said I'd do it after.
My friend, first go do that. And then, all right.
Okay. After the podcast, I'm gonna go get the bird. I'm gonna donate the money, and then I'll contact you again, and I'll ask for forgiveness.
After this podcast, I want you to stick your hand out of the window with a $5 bill. Take a picture and tag me.
I shall.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Father. Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I just had like a whole process go through my body right now. I can feel the light is yearning. I'm yearning for the light, but I'm so far away at the same time.
Yeah.
So, wow, thank you. Father Oday, if people want to get to the message of the Eighth Day, where can they go?
You see this pamphlet right here?
I do.
You see all that right there? Can you see, my friend? Can you see?
I'm a little blind. Gotta zoom in.
You're a little blind? No,
I will.
you can't see me, my friend. If
Yeah.
you're wondering where you can contact us at, my friend, you can go ahead to our website, believetheeighthday.com. If you want to contact us on Instagram or Facebook, it's at Believe the Eighth Day. I tried to make this simple on people like you. If you want to go on Twitter,
Thank you.
you can find us at _the eighth day. Yeah, it's not
Why does it
complicated
not believe the Eighth Day on Twitter? And now it's
because it's haram. Right? Do not be asking those types of questions. I told you before this podcast came on, do not be asking those types of questions. Dumb questions. All right. Okay. You've been on Twitter. You know these heathens. They try to get the usernames that you want.
And then they try to extort you for money so that you can buy that username. It's a lot of Russian bots, I think. So
Restless has run into the same problem, so we get it.
Yeah. So you can find us there. You can find me on my Instagram at Project Oday, and then Hendrix, if you will.
I am on Instagram, Hendrix Havoc, and I'm on Twitter, but I don't get on Twitter, so don't bother. And really, Instagram's the only thing that you need.
Awesome, awesome. Well, gentlemen, I would like to thank you for coming on to the Restless podcast. It has been truly an enlightening process for me to be able to speak to you, to be able to interact with you. I can't wait to see you guys perform June 22nd, Houston Premier Arena. I cannot wait. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Praise be to you.
You're welcome.
Praise be to all those listening right now.
Thank you. And as always, listeners, stay restless and believe the eighth day.